What's up, everyone? It's your good friend Eric. This is the Leading Edge Podcast. It's episode number 58. This one is called Developability. Before I tell you all about developability, what I'll say is thank you. Thank you so much for engaging with this podcast. We are getting all kinds of downloads, all kinds of engagement. It means the world to me. So appreciate it. So happy that you are getting some value out of this podcast, and just is really cool that you're so engaged with it. It's really, really awesome, and I hope you enjoy this one. Okay, so here we go. Developability. What the heck is developability? Well, it's this word that I made up that means it's your ability to develop your ability. Another way to say it is it's your ability to increase your capability. Another way to say it would be it's your skill set to enhance your skill set. So here's the deal. We all have this inside of us, right? We all have this thing called developability. We all have the ability to develop our ability, to increase our capability, to enhance our skill set. We all have that inside of us. This came up, this idea came to me during a conversation we were having, during a presentation I was doing in my mindset masterclass called Alpha State. By the way, shameless plug, you need to check that out. Go to alphastateclass.com. This mindset masterclass is pretty darn cool. Anyway, we're talking about goals in Alpha State. All right, we were discussing goals, and here's what I said during that presentation. That this just kind of came to me. I said that here's how it goes with most goals. I mean, just about every goal. This is how it goes. When you set the goal, you can't do it. And what I mean is, at the time you decide that that's the goal, in that moment, at that time, you don't have the ability to actually accomplish the goal yet. Right? So isn't that fascinating? Isn't that interesting that in the moment where you decide, like, all right, that's the thing I'm going to go after, that's the thing I'm going to go do, like in that moment, you cannot do it. So let me give you some examples that have probably occurred for you in your life. And actually, I'm gonna throw out some examples. Hopefully, I hit one that lands for you. And I know that even if I don't give an example that you have actually experienced in life, there is something else, all right? There's something else where you could say that this is true. I would bet you dollars to donuts, I would guarantee that this has happened. So how about some examples? Have you ever run a 10K? All right, have you ever decided that that's going to be a goal of yours to go out and run a 10K? Yeah, I want to go run a 10-kilometer race, 6.2 mile race. I can think of the first time that I did it way back in the day when I ran my first 10K. When I decided I was going to do it, that was a race, by the way, called the Boulder. I think it's the largest 10K in the United States. Obviously, it's in Boulder, Colorado. Anyway, when I decided I was going to do it, I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't go out that afternoon and knock out 6.2 miles. Like, I didn't have it in me. And I would guess that whether for you, maybe it was a marathon, maybe it was a 5K, maybe it was some other athletic kind of thing, some endurance kind of thing, I would bet you when you made a goal to go do that thing, you couldn't do it. Maybe it's something music related. Maybe you're a musician, and maybe it was you decided that you were going to learn how to play a certain song on the piano. Maybe there's a certain song you'd always wanted to learn how to play. You'd heard other people play it. Maybe a family member knew how to play it, or someone you looked up to knew how to play it, or someone famous knew how to play it. And you're like, I'm going to learn how to play that song. Piano, guitar, whatever. When you decided that that was the goal, you couldn't do it. Right in that moment, you couldn't do it. Maybe when you grew up, you were on a sports team in high school, and maybe you made a goal that, all right, I'm going to start. All right, I'm going to be the starting wide receiver. Or I'm going to be the starting linebacker on the football team. I'm going to be the starting second baseman. Whatever it was, probably when you decided that that was your goal, you couldn't do it yet. Like you weren't at the ability yet to do it. Was it Was it band? You wanted to make the marching band. Was it something in orchestra? You wanted to make first chair violin. The other one that comes up for me, and I did a whole podcast about this, is the big bike ride I did coming up on almost 2 years ago. It's called the Death Ride. Oh my gosh, what a name. It's called the Death Ride. 225 miles around the area in southwest Colorado near the town of Durango. A big loop in this amazing part of Colorado, something I dreamed about for 10 years. When I decided that I was finally going to do that thing, I could not do it. When I made the decision, okay, I'm going to do it, I could not have gone out the next day to do it. I would not have finished. Right? I had to do all kinds of preparation to get ready. So you get the point, right? You get the point. But I'm going to give you one other example that we've all been through. We've all lived this. It's babies learning how to walk. All right? So when the baby starts to attempt to walk, they can't walk. and I know that babies, I don't know if they make a conscious decision to set a goal that, okay, I'm going to learn how to walk. I know it probably doesn't work that way. But here's the thing. The baby develops the skills to walk by trying to walk, right? So it's actually the process of attempting to walk that gives them the skills to walk, literally in their muscles. They have to pick themselves up many times off the ground. That's what builds up the muscles in their legs that will then allow them to walk. That's how they get stronger, is by getting back up after they fall down. Just think about that. Think about a baby who falls down on their butt. What they do is they grab the couch or the table or someone's leg or whatever, and then pull themselves up, and just imagine their legs as they're pulling themselves up. That's a little mini workout for that baby, right? And so that's the baby getting stronger by learning how to walk in the first place. So they can learn how to walk because they're learning how to walk. Right? Isn't that cool? So here's the thing. Many of us will be reluctant to set goals because we don't have the ability yet to accomplish it, right? And that word "yet" is important. So there we are as adults. So fast forward, we're not babies anymore. We're adults, and we are going to hold back from setting goals because what we're going to tell ourselves is, well, I can't do that. And we don't in that moment insert the word "yet" into that. We say, well, I'm not going to set that as a goal because I can't do it. Right? Well, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of setting the goal in the first place. It is that so that you can go out and figure out how to do it, right? So that you can go develop your ability to actually go accomplish the goal. So you can go increase your capability so that you can go enhance your skill set. That is the whole point. Just like what happened to us when we were babies and learning how to walk, right? That was the whole point. We had to go learn how to walk so that we could learn how to walk, right? We had to learn how to walk so that we could walk. We had to fall down a whole lot so we could pick ourselves up, so we could develop the muscles. So what would happen if you made the goal just as much about the process as the outcome? I mean, isn't that cool to think about? What would happen if you made the goal just as much about the process itself as the outcome? Because when you make it about the process, then you're making it about the abilities that you learn along the way, the capabilities that you enhance, the skill sets that you learn. That's where the real cool part of the goal happens, right? So as I think about my goals, my business goals are related to my real estate brokerage and my coaching business. And I get excited about those goals, and I have really clear goals on those that are both short-term, like this year, and then longer term. I get excited about those goals, yes, for sure, because of the outcome that I'm going after, but also because of everything that's going to happen along the way, right? All the abilities that I'm going to learn along the way, how my capabilities will go up, all these skills that I don't have yet. I don't even know what those skills are yet that I'm going to learn, right? It's the old, you don't know what you don't know. So you may have heard about that saying. It's kind of a well-known saying that goes like this. It just says, the path is the goal. The path is the goal. So the point of the goal is to grow and learn and increase your capabilities. Like that's the point. And if we tell ourselves that we're not going to go after a goal, go after a certain thing because we don't have the skill set yet, well, we miss the point, right? We miss the point. So takeaway number one from this podcast, takeaway number one is to catch yourself saying that to yourself. Catch yourself saying to yourself, well, I'm not going to go make that a goal because I don't know how to do that. Well, it's like, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, yeah, no kidding. You don't know how to do it. Like that's the whole point in the first place. Like, of course you don't know how. Like that's been true of any other goal in your life, whether it be the 10K or learning how to play a certain song on the guitar, right? That's the whole point. Exactly. So the beauty of thinking this way is you get to enjoy the ride, right? So the beauty of looking at the process itself and looking at the ability to develop your abilities is you get to really enjoy the ride and really enjoy the process along the way. So you're still proactively working toward the goal, right? You're still focused on making progress and you're driven to go make it happen and you want to make it happen. But there's not this like stressful rush. You're not in this super like frantic hurry to get to the outcome because you so need the outcome for whatever reason to make you feel a certain way. It's like you're enjoying the ride, and the goal itself, it's not positioned in your mind as this catastrophic failure if you weren't to make it. All right. So it's not sitting there as like, oh my gosh, I have to make this goal. Otherwise, I'm just going to be devastated. No, you still want it. You're still driven. You're still passionate about it. You're still focused. You're still determined. But you're seeing that the benefits really come from not so much the outcome, but from what's going to happen along the way. All right. So then I think it really increases the odds of the goal happening in the first place, right? Because you're not so worried about it not happening, and you're not like teeing yourself up to beat yourself up if it doesn't happen. You're just committed to really enjoying the process and really growing and developing your abilities along the way. So again, that was all takeaway number one. Catch yourself saying to yourself, well, I'm not going to go pursue that goal because I don't know how to do it. That was takeaway number one. Takeaway number two is you can develop your ability to develop your ability. All right. So developability, it's like a muscle. All right. It's like a muscle that we all are born with. All right. We're all born with this muscle called developability, which is, again, your ability to develop your ability. And like any muscle, it will atrophy if we don't exercise it, right? So any muscle that we have is going to shrink if we don't exercise it, and it doesn't completely go away, but it just shrinks. So you have to flex it, right? We have to flex it. We have to use it. It needs a workout, right, to get better. So the thing is, we're all born with it. We all have it. It's living there inside of us. Just go flex it, go practice it. So takeaway number two is practice your ability to develop your ability. Like just get committed to practicing that, knowing that we're all born with this muscle. So guys, that is episode number 58. Again, all about developability. So never let a thought of, well, I don't have the ability yet to do that thing. Never let that be in the way of going out to accomplish something really cool that you want to, and just keep flexing that muscle, right? Just keep flexing that developability muscle. You will end up really enjoying the ride and really enjoying the process, and you will increase the odds of the big goal happening in the first place, and you're going to get all these other amazing outcomes along the way because that's what you're focused on, is just getting better along the way. So as I mentioned before, if you want to check out Alpha State, which is, I must say, I know I'm biased, but it's pretty darn cool. The people in there are getting some pretty amazing outcomes from it. They're really enjoying it. They're getting better. Speaking of the process and developability, they are increasing their skill set and enhancing their capabilities for sure. Go to alphastateclass.com. That is episode number 58. I'd so appreciate you engaging with this. I can't wait to see you in the next one. In the meantime, enjoy life on the leading edge. We will talk to you soon.